Do you struggle with showing yourself kindness and being compassionate towards yourself? And do you find it much easier to beat yourself up? Welcome to Nurture Our Nature. I'm Hilke and I'm a holistic counselor and wellness coach. And many deep feeling women struggle with showing themselves kindness and being compassionate towards themselves. And it is so much easier to be critical. And you might have noticed that in yourself, and that's probably why you're watching this video. And maybe you're wondering why you can't show yourself the same compassion that you show others. And one of those reasons is that as deep feeling, highly sensitive women, maybe even neurodivergent women, you get criticized from a very, very early age on. And it's easy to feel just a little bit wrong-footed in so many situations. And from when you're a small child and you're being told you're too sensitive, stop crying, what are you worrying about, just get on with it, you're too emotional, and you know the drill, you know exactly what you've been told all your childhood. You internalize that and your brain actually grows with these criticisms, and you internalize them to such an extent that it is part of you to beat yourself up. And now this is particularly the case when you are different, but it is also a human condition. In terms of evolution, our brains are wired to look out for danger and to keep us safe. So you might have heard of the negativity factor. So our brains are 4 times more likely to notice something negative than something positive. And the reason is it's far more important to remember where the saber-toothed tiger is lurking and to avoid that area, because otherwise you're dead, than to remember where the juicy berries are, because you might go hungry but you're not dead yet. So it's something that the human brain is prone to doing, noticing the negative. So being highly sensitive and deep thinking, deep feeling, you're gonna go over this stuff more than the typical person and ruminate more on it and find your faults more often, like everyone does, but then think about them more, and that gets more and more ingrained. And another reason why everyone's brain is so critical is because your brain wants to protect you. Really, your brain wants the best for you. So if you feel you've done something wrong, you then think about it, and your brain does that because your brain wants to prevent you from doing the same again. It wants you to either learn a lesson or it wants you to act differently in the future. Or it might ruminate like, oh, I can't do this or that, and then think about the future in a negative way. So everybody does it, every brain does it. But for deep feeling, highly sensitive women, this is more the case. And one little trick I have for you is to view your brain like an overly helpful friend. So have you ever had a friend who is just always there, always in your face, always knows what's best for you? So next time you hear yourself really criticizing yourself and listening to your mind, you might find that you talk to yourself much more harshly than you would talk to anyone else. So your brain is really ready with the criticism. And one little trick to just create a little bit of space between you and this self-criticism is to notice this and then go, thanks, brain. Thank you for being helpful. I know you're trying to be helpful, but I've got this. So that is one way of noticing what your brain is doing and then to interrupt the pattern. And that will make it easier for yourself to then maybe look at things from a kind of more compassionate point of view, perspective. Sorry, I'm losing my train a lot today. I apologize. So the next thing you can do in this sort of vein is to be a good friend to yourself. Think about how you treat your best friend or how you treat your partner or your child. What do you do? What do you say to them when they've maybe messed up? Or maybe they think they are, I don't know, ugly or dumb or something. What would you say to them? How would you react to that? And then to take that kindness into yourself. And if you are finding that hard to do, maybe think of yourself as a child. Think back to your earliest memory of when you were criticized or disciplined for doing something wrong or for being bad. And think of what age you were and think of how the situation was handled and think how it affected you, and then think how you would have liked to be treated back then. And just really immerse yourself in this situation, in your thoughts, in your memories. And then imagine being that kind, wonderful person that you didn't have back when you were a child. Maybe imagine your older self taking that little you in your arms and just telling them, hey, you're all right. I've got you. Life isn't always easy, but I'm there for you. And that is the first step of showing yourself some kindness. And maybe you are then ready to take it a little bit further and use this kindness towards your now self, your adult self. Or maybe you are finding that hard and then maybe just stop there. But if you are feeling this kindness towards the little you, and in your thoughts, you're able to hug yourself, that little girl, that little person you were, who needed someone on her side then, just really giving them a mental hug. And then if you want to, close your eyes and wrap your own arms around yourself and see how that feels. And imagine this kindness flowing through you, coming out of your hands. Wherever it feels good, you can give yourself a little bit of a squeeze if you like. And it's a technique used in different forms of therapy and in different ways. And it really helps you give yourself a little bit of a break and some kindness that you might give your best friend or your child, but don't usually give yourself in this situation. if you're finding it hard to touch, if there's trauma involved, if you would rather not hug yourself or use these havening techniques, as they're called, put your hands out in a bowl like this. You can rest them on your lap if you like, and imagine the kindness that these hands have given in their lifetime. Imagine the kindness that has flowed through these hands before, or the kindness that you would have given your younger self, or maybe another child that you know. Just imagine this kindness filling your hands and then flowing up through your arms, spreading through your body. And some of my clients take to this like ducks to water. It's easy for them. It feels soothing. It feels comforting. And it's a great first step in being kind to yourself. Others struggle a little more. And that's totally okay. If you can't follow all the steps, then know that whatever you're doing is just fine, and you can build up this loving kindness. And I have another video for you, and I can't read it. So yes, another aspect to this is if you find that you are people pleasing a lot, that you are too nice to other people, that there is perfectionism there, that you would do everything for everyone, and then maybe you're finding a little bit of resentment inside, and then also beat yourself up about it, and you struggle with this whole thing, there's a different video I have done on people pleasing and perfectionism, and I'll link to it here. And if you would like to learn more about techniques to stop being so harsh on yourself, and if you would like to just work with yourself as a team, weird as that might sound, but rather than beating yourself up, being nice to yourself, giving yourself some kindness, and you want help with that because enough's enough and you deserve to be kind to yourself, then get in touch, book a session, and we'll get you on the journey. So take care, show yourself some love, treat yourself, be kind to yourself. Bye. Lots of love.